Welcome friends, welcome back to the kitchen, welcome back to Sunday Morning and the Old Cookbook Show. Today we're going to do another recipe out of this cookbook, Success in Seasoning, put out by Lee & Perrins Incorporated, makers of Worcester sauce. Although in this cookbook they never refer to it as Worcester sauce, it's always referred to as Lee & Perrins sauce. And I wonder if in 1936, when they published this cookbook, they figured it was just easier to say Lee & Perrins sauce than try to get people to say Worcester sauce, because no one's going to say it correctly. And in 2020, no one says it correctly, and everybody argues over the pronunciation. But I chose this recipe we're doing today, spaghetti with bacon, because I think the recipe speaks to something that I say fairly often. Nothing is new. Everything has been done before in some fashion, and as new recipes are developed, we just sort of work with what's been learned already, and we might tweak it a little bit, but nothing is revolutionary at this point. Case in point, this is a one-pan spaghetti dinner, and we're going to start it with bacon. Now, the one-pan spaghetti dinner really shot to internet fame around 2011, 2012. It showed up in one of Martha Stewart's magazines. And it caused quite a stir because everybody said, oh no, you can't cook pasta like that. You've made up something that's terrible, it's horrible. And later on, the recipe developer had a story written about how the recipe came about and how she had found someone in a kitchen in Italy making spaghetti this way. That recipe didn't seem groundbreaking to me all that much. I mean, there are other pasta dishes where you cook the pasta in the liquid in the sauce. And then here it is in this 1936 cookbook, essentially a spaghetti dinner hack. And there's two other spaghetti recipes on this page, and one of them is a real hack. I mean, it uses tomato soup as the tomato base. So I've got some bacon in this pan, and we're going to fry this off until it's slightly brown. And to that, I'm going to add a chopped up pepper and a chopped up onion. Okay, so this comes together pretty quickly. Next in is tomato. It calls for 2 cups of tomatoes. So these are our home canned tomatoes from our garden last summer. So I'm going to put those in. Calls for a cup of boiling water. I'm going to put that in. And then half a pound of pasta. This doesn't quite fit in, and I'm on the fence about breaking it. I'm going to break it. 1936. Do what you got to do. So in goes the pasta. Calls for a sprinkle of salt, which is kind of strange because the bacon would have lots of salt. And so would the Lee & Perrins sauce. So I'm hoping that it's not going to be too salty. I'm just going to give that a bit of a stir. It says to cover it and simmer for 20 minutes. I think 20 minutes is too long. I'm going to check it often, and I'm also going to check it often to see if I need to add any more liquid. Okay, I think the pasta is done. So the last ingredient is the Lee & Perrins, and it's just a tablespoon, so not very much. And so in with the Lee & Perrins, and we give this a mix and then serve immediately. Hey, Jules.
Hey, Glenn. Hey, friends. I'm fascinated by this. We talked about this recipe yesterday, and it has all the right ingredients. And I just, it's the execution, right? It's got all the right flavors.
Spaghetti with bacon.
But will it all come together?
One pan spaghetti with bacon. So.
And yeah, one pan. Like, who wants to do dishes?
I know. Since the dawn of time, if you could cut a dish out of or pan or a pot out, you would. So.
Oh yeah.
Because you're going to eat KD right out of the pot. You're not even going to put it into a bowl.
So it smells really good. Now I have to somehow gracefully
it does smell
serve
really good.
myself the pasta in front of everybody.
You know what? It's not half bad.
No, it's got the flavors you like, right? The tomato's really good.
Tomato, bacon, onion.
You know?
The Lee & Perrins brings a little bit of sweetness to it, maybe, that I'm not...
You're not down with?
No, I mean...
And maybe you overpoured. Mm-hmm. Just saying, those of you who watch him, he's kind of an overpour kind of guy.
Completely could have overpoured, but I mean, it is one of those recipes that since the dawn of recipe advertising, where people were advertising a certain product, and you wonder why they tried to shoehorn their product in, this could be one of those things where it's kind of like, well, what are we going to do?
Doesn't do it any harm.
Doesn't do any harm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, This is 1936.
It is not a glamorous pasta dish.
No, this is not white tablecloth pasta.
No, but it's edible.
Yeah.
It is.
There's a resounding endorsement. It's edible.
Okay.
I think it's good.
We've all experimented with something and made something completely inedible, right?
Yes.
This could be,
I think if you came home from work and you needed to put something filling and nutritious on the table quickly, this is that dish.
And the reality, like every recipe,
Make it your own.
make it your own.
Leave out the Lee and Perrins and put in some hot pepper flakes.
Put in the other flavors
Put
you
in
like.
some basil. Put in some whatever. This is a
Put
method.
in white beans instead of bacon. Whatever you want.
Exactly. So this is a method that, this is 1936. So if it exists in this book in 1936, it probably existed in the 1800s. Probably. And so it's a method that you can just morph into whatever you need it to be. I'm going to say the method's a winner. I know that there are going to be people in the comment section who disagree with that, and I'm sorry.
You got to try it.
Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.